So it doesn't have to. It's not like it's animosity or anger, but this is just wrong. It's just incorrect. Ron Dalton gets completely, utterly destroyed in an epic live debate. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. That's the Heavenly Father's true name, which is Yahweh again, in the name of his Son, Yahweh Shai, who your mama and your auntie called Jesus. This is your brother Assad. And listen, y'all are going to be in for a good one today. We got a lot of content that we got to go over. There's a couple of videos we're going to play. For anybody that doesn't know, the brother Ron Dalton, and again, we don't got to be disparaging or disrespectful because he is a brother. If you guys remember about 4 years ago when Kyrie Irving had gotten into that trouble concerning the documentary that he purchased and then watched, it was this this documentary right here, Hebrews to Negroes. Put a 1 in the chat if you know who Ron Dalton Jr. is. So he's the brother who's famous for this right here. He's the brother who's famous for producing this film that got Kyrie Irving in trouble some years back. If anybody's not familiar, right? I myself have not watched the film, so I can't speak to its credibility and whatnot. But there's definitely some things that I can speak to. Somebody said fake, so Hebrews to Negroes has no credibility to you. Your mind's already made up. Keep drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm on the sidelines. And good, brother. You should stay on the sidelines because you have no idea what you're talking about, much like Ron Dalton Jr., as it relates to where the geographical location of the true land of Israel is. So we're going to play a video, and there's a debate that took place between the brother Deacon and Ron Dalton Jr., where Ron Dalton Jr. is attempting, this is what he's teaching people. Let me see if I can just show this on my phone, and then I'm going to play some of the video. And it's so important that we go over stuff like this because I have to be totally transparent. It's some of the most pseudo BS that I've ever seen in my entire life. What do I mean by that? I mean, it is so unbelievably fake. It makes our community look bad. Stuff like this makes the Hebrew Israelite community look, I mean, I could say words, I don't want to be rude again. Dumb. It makes us look dumb. It makes us look like we don't know how to do research. It just makes us look unintelligent, and anybody with a brain can figure this out for themselves. So this is what the brother is teaching. And we're going to play the video. Don't worry. This is, if you guys can see, he's teaching that this is Israel. You guys see that land of Canaan. He's teaching basically that sub-Saharan Africa in its totality is the land of Canaan. I'm just going to get a couple scriptures real quick, and then I'm going to get the video. I got a whole lot for y'all today. Make sure y'all like and share the video. This should be interesting. It should be funny. So let me pull up this video. Deacon versus Ron Dalton. I should have had to add this. I should have already had this. Okay. So there's a really big problem, you guys, with teaching that Israel is in sub-Saharan Africa. So let's go ahead and play some of this video right here. Here it is. And matter of fact, before we do that, no, not before we do that. Okay. So here is the one thing I want to teach, right? I want to teach on this real quick. He's saying, and he's using the book of Jubilees as evidence of this, right? But he's teaching that the land of Canaan, again, which is Israel, is under Egypt. Why is that a really, really big problem, everyone? Watch this. Let's see. Here's why that's a really, really big problem. In Genesis chapter 12, when Abraham is in the land of Canaan, what does Abraham? Let's just prove that Abraham was in the land of Canaan. This is Genesis chapter 12. And let's go to we'll start verse 1. Now the Lord has said unto Abraham, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto a land that I will show you. The land is the land of Israel, but at this time it's called the land of Canaan. Right? Look at verse 6. I'll start verse 5, matter of fact. And Abraham took Sarah his wife and Lot his brother's son and all their substance that they had gathered and the souls that they had gotten in Haran, and they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. And into the land of Canaan they came. So in verse 5, they're in Canaan. And Abraham passed through the land unto the place of Sichem in the plain of Moreh, and the Canaanite was then in the land. Now let's go to verse 9. And Abraham journeyed, going on still toward the south. So remember, he's in Ur of the Chaldees. Then he goes, so God tells him, get away from this place. I'm going to give you a homeland for you and your people. So he goes south into the land of Canaan. Then it says he continues to go south. And then he says in verse 10, and there was a famine in the land, and Abraham went down into Egypt. Well, wait a minute. This brother is teaching that Israel is under Egypt. If Israel is under Egypt, how would you get to Egypt, everybody? Which direction would you go? You wouldn't go south. You'd go north. But the Bible is saying that Abraham went south to get to Egypt. This is really bad, everybody. Now, I'm not saying that God's going to destroy Ron Dalton. That's not what I'm saying. But this makes our community look really like juvenile. It makes us really look like a bunch of crazy people. Seriously. There is no respected scholar. There is nowhere in history. There is no credible source that will tell us that Israel is in sub-Saharan Africa. There's just not one. It doesn't exist. And to now just reinvent history and tell basically a bunch of lies, it's unacceptable. Now, there's a lot more in this video that I want to play. Here's how bad this conversation got, everybody. This conversation got so bad that the brother Ron Dalton had to basically throw away the Bible. What, you think I'm lying? Let's go to 2 hours and let's see, 2 hours. And we're going to start at the 40-minute mark. And this is the cross-examination. This is like 5 minutes of pure hell for our brother Ronald Dalton. This is absolute. If I was him, I would want this video scraped from the internet. This is probably some of the worst 300 seconds of our brother's life. It was really, really bad. This was worse than in Menace to Society. So you dropped the beer at 9 o'clock. It was even worse than that. It was, 9 o'clock. This was even worse than, you done up, right? You know that, right? It's even worse than that. So let's play the video.
Sense of captivity, meaning, and also in the East, we are in a state of captivity, but not physically in chain.
Okay, why does the Bible say? Why did the Bible?
I need you guys to pay attention to this. Why does the Bible say? What does the Bible say?
The Bible say Abraham went south to Egypt, and if the sub-Saharan Africa was the land of Canaan, he would have went north to Egypt.
Because south is going towards the equator, and Abraham went south. The word Negev means south. It's like you have a Hebrew word for north, east, and west.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Okay. This is what I have in my notes for that timestamp. I'm not making this up. For what he just said, this is literally what I put in my, because I watched this when I took some notes. 2 hours and 40 minutes and 5 seconds. Do you guys see what I said in my notes? Can you guys put a 1 in the chat if you guys can read that? Do you guys see what I put in my notes? I'm not BSing you guys. I'm being 100% serious. What is he talking about? What does that even mean? Maybe I don't know what you know what? There's a reality in which I don't know what I'm talking about. And I don't want to come across as if I'm arrogant and I know everything, because I definitely don't. But what I do know is that what he just said made no sense whatsoever. Let's go. What is he talking about? What is our brother talking about? And again, I don't want to be disrespectful, so I'll take it a notch down. But brother, what are you talking about, man? Let's hear the question and the answer one more time.
Went north to Egypt, south to Egypt. Okay, why does the Bible say? Why did the Bible say Abraham went south to Egypt? And if the sub-Saharan Africa was the land of Canaan, he would have went north to Egypt.
Okay, so as we just got done reading in Genesis 12, it says Abraham went south from Canaan to get to Egypt. This brother's teaching that Israel is under Egypt, which would have meant he should have gone north to get to Egypt. So he's asking him, why does the book that we both believe in say that Abraham went south to get to Egypt? And maybe you guys can help me. I need you guys' help. I need you guys' participation. When I play what Ron Dalton Jr. says, I need you to explain to me act like I'm a kindergartner and I've just learned the English language. Explain to me in the most layman's terms possible what he's saying, please.
Because south is going towards the equator, and Abraham went south. The word Negev means south. It's like you have a Hebrew word for north, east, and west.
Help me. Someone please help me. What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know. I watched that, like I played it back like 5 times. What is he saying? Okay, Sai said, I understand what he's saying. Okay, so someone understands what he's saying. Please explain to me what he's saying. Deacon asked, why does the Bible say he went south to get to Egypt? Well, because, you know, you have the Hebrew word Negev, which means south, and he was going towards the equator. Look at the Hebrew word south. I just looked into it, and it's interesting. Well, brother, it's not you know what? Let's look at it. You know what, you guys? Let's take a look at the word south, right? And still going toward the south, Negev. South. It means it's translated south 89 times. Then it's translated as southward 16 times, south side 5 times, south country twice. Let's see when it says he went down. Is it the same word? No, it's not, because it's not translated as down. So that doesn't, I don't know how that helps. Okay, it says he went down into Egypt. Abraham went down. Yerad. What does it mean? To go down, to decline, to go down, to come down. Down, south. I'm not understanding what he's talking about, you guys. I have no clue. So that I thought that was interesting, but let's keep going.
Oh,
look at, so he says that, and then Deacon he's what? Okay.
Like you have a Hebrew word for north, east, and west.
Okay. And Babylon, you agree that Babylon is America?
Yes, I do. Well, the phrase "the daughter of Babylon" is referring to America. It's not referring to Iraq.
Okay. And Edom is south of Israel. So where is Edom according to you?
Well, the Bible says that Esau couldn't dwell in the land of Jacob, and he went far away from the land of his brothers.
I need you guys to pay attention to this part as well. Deacon just said the Bible says that Edom is south of Israel. If I got to pull up this image again, you guys, I have to pull up this image one more time. Our brother Ronald Dalton is teaching that that's the Israel right there. You see where it says Canaan right there? He's teaching that that's Israel. Can you guys tell me what's south of South Africa? What is south of South Africa? Who can tell me? What landmass is south of South Africa? There's only one. You guys know what it is? Someone help me out. What's south of South Africa? There we go. Well, the ocean and Antarctica. So there's either 2 options, right? Well, Ron's going to give us a third option. Either the Edomites were dwelling in Atlantis, and Atlantis is in the bottom, is in the bottom of the ocean, of the Atlantic Ocean under South Africa, or they were living in Antarctica with that's the South Pole. Sorry, they were living the opposite of where Santa Claus is. But interesting enough, Ron Dalton offers us a third explanation. Do you guys want to hear what Ron Dalton's third explanation is? Here we go. Let's listen to it.
To the land, of course, which is the land of the Horites, that he dispossessed the Horites, and the Horites were there living in the land before he got there. And like I said, Seer the Horite means hairy cave dweller, and the most Neanderthal caves are seen in Israel.
Okay, so I'm asking you, if the Bible says the land of Edom is south of Israel, Then where is that in sub-Saharan Africa?
The land of Edom, which the Greeks and the Gentiles say is south of Israel, is what you're going by. But
No, I'm
according
going
to
by the Bible. Numbers chapter 34, verse 3.
Yes, and the first Bible was given to us by the Greeks. So we don't have an original Hebrew Bible written by Bantu people that we can refer to. So
he just said the first Bible that was given to us was by the Greeks. What does that mean? Do you guys see what I'm saying when I'm talking about the level of pseudoism? So wait a minute. The first Bible that was given to us by the Greek? What do you mean us? Who's us? The first Bible that was given was technically the Ten Commandments. That was given to us by the Greeks. What about the Ketef Hinnom scrolls, which Deacon goes into, which predates the Greek Septuagint? Even the Dead Sea Scrolls, some scholars will say are older than the Greek Septuagint. And guess what? As it relates to Numbers 34, it says the exact same thing. This is really bad. And I'm not trying to be belittling to this brother. I love this brother. I've never met him. It would be nothing but love if I saw him. But if he were to ask me, hey, Assad, I heard you say that I was pseudo on the internet, I would say, yeah, you're really pseudo, brother. And you need to step up your scholarship because this is embarrassing. Because when they see levels of levels of scholarship that is this low, they don't just say, that brother Ron Dalton that brother's crazy. They say, look at these crazy black Hebrew Israelites that don't know what they're talking about, that are completely reinventing and manufacturing history to fit their BS narrative that is not supported by any credible scholar, any archaeology, anything. Let's keep going. Listen what he says. This is his response, you guys.
We have to refer to the rights of the Greeks. And it says in the Bible that Esau and Jacob separated, and Esau went far away from his brother to another land where he could live with his own people, and he dispossessed the Horites. The Horites were cave dwellers. The place on earth that has the most cave dwellers or Neanderthals is Israel. That's a known fact. Factual.
Are the Bantu people Northern Kingdom or Southern Kingdom?
I don't know the answer to that question. They're a mixture of all both, one and two, north and south.
Okay, so 1 minute left. So in Numbers chapter 34, verse 3, it says that Edom is south of Israel. Do you agree with that text? Yes or no?
Well, we can go by the text and say
pause
that
the time. You got to start off with a yes or no. If you can restate the question, Deacon Hookoff.
Yes. So my question is Numbers 34 and 3 says that Edom is south of Israel. Do you agree with the text? Yes or no?
I don't agree with that part of the text. I think it's been altered.
Put a 1 in the chat if you just heard what he said. Put a 1 in the chat if you heard what he said. Deacon asked a great question. Numbers 34 and 3. This is giving us our borders when we enter into the land of Israel, which is at that point was called the land of Canaan. We were given instructions to where our borders would be. Verse 3, it says, then your south quarter shall be from the wilderness of Zin along by the coast of Edom. And your south border shall be the outmost coast of the Salt Sea eastward. So it's telling you the coast of Edom is our southern border. So according to the Bible, the Edomites are supposed to be south of us. Somebody said they don't get it. Okay. Let me just give you guys this visual aid one more time. Our brother Ron Dalton is teaching people that this is what Israel is. Where it says Canaan, he's teaching that that's Israel. The Bible just said in Numbers 34, verse 3, let me put it on the screen one more time. It says that Edom is our southern border. What nation is to the south of the Israelites? The Edomites. Well, the problem with this in regards to what Ron Dalton thinks is there's no country south of South Africa. There is only the ocean and Antarctica. So unless you're teaching that the Edomites are the ancient Atlanteans or they live in Antarctica, you have a really big problem on your hands. And somebody said that he tried to debate Bishop Nathaniel of IUIC. We're going to get into that as well because it's really odd. Like he's going around, Ron Dalton is like trying to present himself as if he's just this well-respected knockout artist of a scholar amongst the Hebrew Israelite community, and no one wants to debate him. Everyone's afraid to debate him. No one's afraid to debate you, brother, at all. Which is why when the opportunity presented itself, Deacon debated you, and it was a complete one-sided affair. Now, you might watch the video. If you watch the video, someone might send this to you, and you might say, well, why don't you debate me? I would 100% debate you. We can come to an agreement on a topic that you and I disagree with. And brother, from what I'm not the greatest debater. Let me say that. I'm not that great of a debater. I'm okay. I'm good at what I'm good at. When it comes to your scholarship, brother, there is no doubt in my mind that it would not be good for you in a debate. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, because brother, it's just pseudo, period. This is unacceptably pseudo. There are points that even from a Christian that they can give. Perfect example, the Trinity. There are arguments and points that Trinitarians give that are presented towards myself and other people that, you know what, I see where you're going with this. That argument makes sense. It's a credible argument. I disagree. Here's why I disagree. But I can see why you logically would come to that conclusion. At least as it relates to what your position is concerning where Israel is, it is completely illogical. It is some of the most illogical stuff that I've ever seen in my entire life. All right, let's keep going. So he just denied the Bible, for the record. He literally just denied what the Bible said. Let's listen to it again. And that's why we're going into this video, because he's going around trying to, challenge Captain Tazariak. He's trying to challenge Bishop Nathaniel. Brother, you need to go back to the drawing board. This was 8 months ago. You don't get beat and then think you continue. You're not defending a belt, brother. You were an up and coming prospect, and you went and challenged. This is like when Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather for the first time. Except you're no Canelo, brother. No disrespect. This is like if I fought Floyd Mayweather, right? Hassan thinks I'm just this ill-ass debater, and I'm calling out Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd Mayweather's like, you know what? Okay, I got time today, Hassan. And now I'm under the lights, and it's complete, all 12 rounds. If you even want to call this a 12-round fight, this was a knockout. They let you get back up, knocked you out every round. And now you're going around talking crazy as if you ain't getting knocked out, brother. Again, it's all love, but this is really crazy. Like, this is really crazy stuff, you guys. Let's keep going.
Do you agree with the text? Yes or no?
I don't agree with that part of the text.
No. So he doesn't agree with the Bible. So he gets to pick and choose which parts of the Bible he likes and doesn't like.
I think it's been altered.
You got to
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the part of the text. No.
Okay, no, he doesn't agree with the text. Okay. So lastly, what I'll say is, what do we got? Okay, in Deuteronomy 30. Oh no, 2 Kings 25. Let
me get to the point. Watch this. So we just heard him say, I don't agree with that part of the Bible. So he gets to pick and choose which parts of the Bible that he likes and doesn't like. Mind you, Numbers 34, that's the Torah. That's the direct word of God. This is what God said. So according to Ron Dalton, he's correct and God is wrong. And he said that rendition of the text. I dare you to show me any rendition of Numbers 34 that says that Edom is not south of the Israelites. Show me one. Show one. Show me any manuscripts of Numbers 34. Show me in the Greek Septuagint. Show me in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Show me in any codex. Show me the papyri where Numbers 34 says anything other than what it says. Somebody said, isn't all this debating sin? It causes toss to and fro, right? Well, that's not a proper sentence, brother, but I'm not going to be an a-hole. Isn't all this debating sin? No. Like, you guys got to understand, like when brothers, because people talk about, the camps people are divided in this community. Let's really analyze this for what it is. Most of us agree on probably 90-something% of, I'm going to say this and other camps can get mad at whatever. ISUPK and Genesis probably agree on 90% of the Bible, probably more. IUIC and Great Millstone probably agree about 96% of the Bible. Whatever the number is, I don't know exactly. The point, you guys get what I'm saying. It's the overwhelming vast majority of the Bible we all agree with, you know. And there are times when we have some differences. And it's okay as brothers to have differences. I'm not saying, hey, Ron Dalton, when I see you, I'm knocking you out. That's not what I'm saying at all. If I saw Ron Dalton, we wouldn't even have to talk about this. If you would like to, I would like to. We could. But we also could go out and grab some food. I don't know. I mean, I mean that with any of my people. But yeah, he is, from what it sounds like, the Billy Carson of the Hebrew Israelite community. I'm talking about our brother Ron Dalton. So let's keep going, though. Listen to his answer right here. So he just disagreed with the Bible about a minute and a half ago. Let's hear what he says right here.
Okay. In 2 Kings 25 and 26, it says, then all the people of Judah, from the least to the greatest, as well as the army commanders, fled in panic to Egypt, for they were afraid of the Babylonians. So the Israelites are fleeing to Egypt. But you're saying that Egypt is north of Israel. And so why would we be fleeing north if we're being attacked from Babylon, who is from the north?
Yeah.
What a tremendous question. Let me show you guys something. Again, I have to keep going back to this map that Ron Dalton is teaching people. You know, literally, it's crazy. So let me, somebody said, Hassad, is it a sin to deny the word? Is it not denying numbers? I don't, that's a tricky situation. I'm not going to accuse him of sin, brother. I'm not going to accuse him of sin. I hear your point, but I'm not going to accuse the brother of sin. Now, let's all read this together. So this is 2 Kings 25 and 26. And it says, then all the people of Judah, from the least to the greatest, as well as the army commanders, fled in panic to Egypt, for they were afraid of what the Babylonians would do to them. Even Ron Dalton agreed that that's a tremendous question. Now, why is that a tremendous question? Ron Dalton is teaching this. Again, he's teaching, and notice he has an M right there. That M is for Misraim, that K is for Cush, and that P is for foot. These are the sons of Ham. And so he's acknowledging that Egypt is still Egypt. Now, the Bible just said that the Israelites fled to Egypt because of the Babylonians attacking us. Well, Shinar is in Iraq, right? That's where Babylon is. And the question is, and put a 1 in the chat if you understand this, why would we flee up to Egypt if let me pose it like this. He believes that Israel is underneath Egypt. It's in sub-Saharan Africa. The Babylonians are attacking from the north. Why would we flee towards the north, towards the people that are attacking us? What makes more sense? That, or the Babylonians are attacking us from the north. We're in between Babylon and Egypt, so we go away from the army that's attacking us south. What makes more sense? Well, obviously the second one, but this brother's getting ready to say something crazy yet again. Watch this. That's why I said he's so pseudo.
That's a good question. It doesn't give the direction that they fled. We do know that Egypt is a location, but when you look at the Book of Jubilees, the Ethiopians say in their text that God warned Jeremiah to tell the Israelites that to flee Israel or Jerusalem and on the way to Babylon, stop in Egypt.
He just said that the Book of Jubilees, which already is a false book, he said the Book of Jubilees, which is already a false book, says that God told Jeremiah to warn the people to flee to Egypt and on the way stop by Babylon. Or let me see what he said one more time. I was reading something.
Israel or Jerusalem, and on the way to Babylon, stop in Egypt.
On the way to Babylon, stop by Egypt. What? How does that even answer the question? If the Egyptian, the question that Deacon asked is, if the Babylonians the Bible said the Babylonians were invading us, right? They were attacking us. So we fled toward Egypt. Why would we stop by Babylon if they are attacking us? What? How does that make any sense? Number one. Number two, and more importantly, I took the liberty to download the Book of Jubilees from the Ethiopic text. And do you know what it says? Hold on. Somebody said Jeremiah ain't even in Jubilees. Oh my. Well, I'm going to look that up. But you know, the word Babylon is mentioned in Jubilees. Sorry, twice. Let's read the 2 times where Babylon is mentioned. The first one, it says, and the Lord sent a great wind against the tower, and it overturned it upon the ground. And behold, it stood between the land of Assyria and Babylon and the land of Shinar. Well, that didn't say anything of what he just said. Let's go to the other time. The only other time the word Babylon is mentioned in the entire book of Jubilees from the Ethiopic text. It says, and Ishmael and his sons and the sons of Keturah and their sons went together and dwelt from Pharan to the entrance of Babylon, in all the land which faces toward the east opposite of the desert. That didn't say what he said. So he just said the book of Jubilees, which again is a false book, says that God warned Jeremiah to tell his people to flee to Egypt and on the way stop by Babylon. It never said that. Where did you get that from? Did you just make that up too? Just like you made up this land of Israel being in sub-Saharan Africa thing? Now, this brother said Jeremiah is not even in Babylon. I'm sorry, in the book of Jubilees. Oh, you're really done. It's not. You're so done. The word Jeremiah is not even in there. Now, it might spell it a different way. It's Jeremias. Jeremiah is not in there. Jerome is in there. Okay, we'll look at Let's see if, okay, Jerusalem is in there. Jerusalem. Is the word Jeremiah not even in the book of Jubilees? Are you that pseudo? He sure is, everybody. Wow. He's even more pseudo than I thought. Jacob, thank you, brother. All praise to the Most High. For real. I appreciate you. Do you guys understand how bad that is? This is supposed to be a debate. In a debate, your intellect is you're supposed to show your intellect. You're supposed to show how much you've studied. And because it's not about you or myself, it's about the audience and about them learning. So you're disrespecting the audience. You're disrespecting all those people, those sad souls who believe in you, when you're just pulling stuff out of your rear end and throwing it on the wall, hoping it sticks. Let's hear what he said one more time.
On the way to Babylon, Jerusalem warned Jeremiah to tell the book of Jubilees. The Ethiopians say in their text that
he said that in the book of Jubilees, the Ethiopians say in their text, I just downloaded and I showed you guys the entire book of Jubilees from the Ethiopic text. And what did it not say? What he's getting ready to say.
That God warned Jeremiah to tell the Israelites that to flee Israel or Jerusalem, and on the way to Babylon, stop in Egypt. On the way to Babylon, stop in Egypt. This is in their text. In the book.
He said it's not. He said it's in their text.
Jubilees.
In the book of Jubilees. No, it's not. The word Jeremiah does not appear in the Ethiopic text of the book of Jubilees. The word Babylon only appears 2 times in the book of Jubilees, and it makes no mention of God telling Jeremiah to warn the Israelites to go to Egypt and on the way stop by the Babylonians. It's not in there. You just made that up. Or somebody else made it up, told it to you, and then you didn't do any research on it, and you just fed it to these people. And I also people paid to watch this debate, everybody. People had to pay to watch him potentially lie to you guys. So I'm not going to say that he just verbatim lied, because maybe he, accidentally came across some false information and he really believed it to be true. But what he just said is not true and is potentially a lie. So potentially people had to pay their hard-earned money to hear you lie to people. Put a 1 in the chat if you're following so far, everybody. Unbelievable. And it's just pseudo, man. I'm pretty sure Deacon's finna get on here in a little bit, but unbelievable stuff that, unfortunately is taking place in our community, and we have to call it out. There's a couple other points that I wanted to highlight that are really kind of just funny to me. So when you go into Deacon's, I believe, first round of this debate, let's pull it up right here. He goes into, let me see. I really wish Deacon could come on here so he could help me out with this. Let me see.
What's going on?
Where did you go into the stones? Do you remember which
What
round?
round?
Yeah.
I think round 1 was archaeology. Round 2 was
Okay,
history.
I think I just found it. The Nabonidus Chronicles. Okay, but there's one in particular. Some of these steles that are very heavy. The Merneptah stele. There we go. Let me see something.
Also, too, the temple at Tellerad. Did a helicopter take that there?
Yeah, exactly. Let me see something. The Merneptah stele. Okay. Can everybody see my screen? Am I sharing it? No. Okay. So when you listen to Ron Dalton's rebuttal to this, this is the Merneptah stele, and we'll explain what it is momentarily. But I want to show you guys. That's a human being right there, right? The white guy in the turquoise shirt. He's standing next to it. It's 10 feet tall, and it weighs 4 tons. How many pounds are in a ton? Real quick, what is it, like 10,000? So it's 2,000 rather. So it weighs 8,000 pounds. So when we go into the Merneptah stele, and it describes where the land of Israel is geographically, which is where it is geographically today. Ron Dalton's rebuttal to it is, as a matter of fact, let me just see if I can find it. What his rebuttal to these things are, which is laughable at best. Okay, look at this. Listen to this, everybody. Here we go.
I'm gonna go fast because it was hitting the man. Reality is a state of things and how they exist as opposed to idealistic or notional idea of them. Archaeologically, which Deacon Akar just gave us, is a study of human past using material remains. Problem is that when there is no archaeological find spot, no context, and no chain of custody from the ground to the museum, you lose the ability to assert that an artifact is everything that you think it is. I'm gonna show you why.
So let's go back. You know what he says right here? Archaeology is the study of the human past using material remains. These remains can be any objects that people created, modified, or used. Watch this. Portable remains are usually called artifacts. So do you know what he's attempting to say? What he's attempting to say is people took somehow, God knows when, because he said this. What did he say in his debate? That the conspiracy to make the false land of Israel not be in sub-Saharan Africa, but be in the Middle East started with the Greeks. So we're talking about 2,300 years ago. So sometime within the last 2,300 years, people took, and when did people have the technology to take an 8,000 pound object, 10 feet tall, 8,000 pounds, put it on what? A camel? Huh? A donkey? A boat? A rowing boat? Take it from Israel, from sub-Saharan Africa. So they're in sub-Saharan Africa, everybody. They have to go all through us. So that means they can't go on a boat, everybody. That means they have to go on land. What animal is capable of carrying 8,000 pounds on it? Oh, maybe it was like 100. So there's no documentation of that. You would think an event that significant where they had to take hundreds of mules or whatever to drag this thing, and it's in relatively good shape all the way from sub-Saharan effing Africa all the way to the Middle East. And again, there's no evidence of that. When did that technology come out? Give the rebuttal to that. I'd love to hear it. Like Deacon just made mention of, we have the temple at Tel Arad. The temple. Let's show the temple at Tel Arad. Look at this. Let's show this to everybody. This is really pseudo, you guys. This is really bad. Here we go. So as you guys can see, this is when the Bible talks about Mount Zion. This is Mount Zion right here. This is the first temple. And it's perfectly just as Christ described it in Matthew chapter, I believe, 24. When Christ walks outside the temple with the disciples, he says, do you guys see all these buildings around? Truly, I'm telling you that there shall not be a stone left. Look at this. It's completely desolate. And it's on a mountain. And when you look at the Holy of Holies, the inner chamber of this temple, you have the words Beth Yahweh or Bayath Yahweh, the house of the Most High. That's what the temple is. It's the house of God. Well, how did that get there? So did they take this big temple on a mountain So they cut off part of a mountain, translated it. Well, they teleport it. They put it on a helicopter. How did that get there? Can anyone tell me? And they don't date this to 2,300 years ago. It's older than that. So, what else does he say? I mean, the entire video is just full of pseudo-isms. Put in one in the chat if you've ever heard of the book Hebrew-isms of West Africa. Put in one in the chat if you ever heard the book Hebrew-isms to West Africa. I sound like Dr. Umar Johnson. One, yeah, there's a famous book that details, you know, some of the Hebraic customs of our people over there in West Africa. Ron Dalton should write a book after his, you know, Hebrews to Negroes series. He should write another book. He should actually. Well, I'm making a joke in a second, but he should stop writing books and start doing research and start reading the Bible. But if he's gonna write another book, I got a title for you: Pseudo-isms of Sub-Saharan Africa. That's what book you should write. We've got Hebrewisms of West Africa. You should write Pseudo-isms of Sub-Saharan Africa, because that's what your entire, you know, belief system is predicated upon as it relates to where the land of Israel is. Pseudo-isms of Sub-Saharan Africa. Nigga got the nerve to tell us that these big stones, thousands of pounds, big temple on a mountain, potentially just got somebody just took the mountain. And who's seen the I gotta play this. Hold on. Oh, while I get copywritten, watch this. Nigga like it's Patrick Star, push bikini bottom. Let me see. Who remembers this right here? Oh my goodness. Am I gonna get this video copywritten? Hold on, y'all. Who remembers when Patrick said, "Why don't we just take Bikini Bottom and push it over there?" That's what this sounds like. I'm young enough to know. Some of y'all are young enough like me to know what I'm talking about. That's what this sounds like. I want to play the video, but I probably will get flagged for it. But y'all see where I'm going. All praise to the Most High. Deacon, anything that you want to say?
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Yeah, man, you doing your thing, man. Oh, I have switched. I just switched the live show for the main channel.
Okay, we're pushing it back a little bit.
Nah, we're gonna do it, but we're just changing the topic.
Okay.
It's gonna be more on I don't want to say, but the video we just found.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing that. So don't mention that. And then I was gonna mention a couple other things, but I'm saving all of that for the main channel. But we can just continue to go over. Did you cover most of what you wanted to cover from the debate?
No, I mean, there's so much. I want to show this too. This is so sweet. You know what's sad? Here's the saddest part of everything, and I want everybody to understand this. Anything that I ever say, anything that priest ever says, anything that anybody says, especially that's purporting themselves to be a teacher, you need to fact check them. Fact check them. I'm not going to ever lie to y'all, but guess what? I might say something and I didn't do the research like I should have, which I do, but hey, there might come a time where I mess up and I slip up and I say something that's not true. Don't just take what I say for face value. Don't do that with anybody. That's when stuff starts to get really dangerous. And you're not doing Ron Dalton or anybody that you just take their words for face value, any service when you do that. If there was somebody that sat him down after he said, "Hey, brother, what if I told you?" Hey, Deacon, let me see if you remember this. Do you remember when a certain brother said, "What if I told you that America was spiritually Timbuktu?" Were you there when a brother said that at camp?
Nah.
Okay, never mind. But yeah, some of the brothers from San Diego, they know what I'm talking about. But it's really bad, and you have to fact check everything that people say. You have to. Look what he's getting ready to say right here, because if it's literally like, it's bad when all you have to do is a quick Google search and then their point is mute. So let's play this right quick.
When they got there, when the Canaanites were there, they acquired land and they acquired mineral rights, the minerals in the land, and of course they acquired property. So when you look at the word desolate, desolate does not mean that it's completely a desert.
He said desolate doesn't mean that it's a desert. And then he tries to let's just let him speak on it himself.
Botswana has a population of 2.5 million people, 581 square kilometers, same size as Thailand. Botswana has 2.5 million people. Thailand has 71 million people. It means that Botswana is overly underpopulated. Fitting the definition of the land could be desolate.
So he's saying Botswana, because it's a large landmass that is not as habited as Thailand, fits the definition for desolate. Okay. One, that's not what desolate means, which we're going to get in a moment. But just to kind of show you guys how ridiculous this is, let's go to AI real quick. You know, I want to look something up. What do I need to? So he's using Botswana. Okay. What's the term when it's when there's a people per capita? What is the oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember the term. What densely populated. That's okay. Name some countries and cities that have similar dense population as Botswana. Let's take a look. Population density as Botswana. Now, why are we doing this, Assad? Well, you'll see momentarily. Let's see. We're going to look at some countries and we're going to look at some cities. Okay. Oh, my God. Okay. Now I want some. We're going to look at some cities. Hold on. But we've got some countries. Okay. So using his same definition for, he's saying desolation means not densely populated, which is stupid. And that's not what it means. But let's look at some other countries with similar, population density. Canada. Would you guys use the word desolate to describe the country as Canada? Because the country Canada has similar population density as Botswana. Let's look at some cities. Then we're going to get the definition of desolate. You get some other cities in Mongolia and stuff like that. The point is, it's not desolate. That's not what desolate means. Let's see what desolate actually means. Let's go into the Bible and find out what the word desolate means. Leviticus 26. Watch this. So in Leviticus 26, let's see. Let's start at verse 33. It says, I'll start verse 32. And I will make your cities waste, 31, and bring your sanctuaries unto desolation. And I will not smell the savior of your sweet odors. What does desolation mean right here? When it says the sanctuary, which is the temple, gets brought to desolation. Does that mean there's a lot of people are not going to go to the temple anymore? Or does it mean that the temple is going to be destroyed and uninhabited because it's destroyed? And I will bring the land into desolation. Let's take a look at the word for desolation. Look what it means. To be desolate. To be deserted. It literally, he said, you guys, it doesn't mean to be a desert. And it literally means a desert. Did you guys catch that? It literally means a desert. He said it doesn't mean a desert, but it just said it means a desert. Let's go back to it. Am I tripping? Let's see. Your land shall be desolate. Your land shall be desolate. Strong's H8077. Look. Devastation, waste. Devastation, desolate. Earlier said desert. Look, the other one I think said desert even too. Desolation in verse 31. Look at this. As long as it lies desolate. To be deserted. To be made desolate. What are we talking about here, man? This brother has to really analyze some of this stuff. He needs to stop teaching this to people. This brother might, he might be a great guy. I never met him. Much love to him. He's still an Israelite. I still hope that when the Messiah comes back, he's on a chariot right along with us. But in the interim, you got to stop teaching this BS, brother, please, because it's starting to get ridiculous.